Happy New Year, all. Welcome back to the Impact Community channel. Welcome to a fresh year of the Friday Night Gospel Show. I'm so excited about what's going to be coming this year. We have crazy new ideas that are going to be really great coming in this next year, so I'm so pumped for that. But without further ado, we're going to get started with our first segment of the year, and it's a new segment, and it's called Let's React. I have a couple clips from Instagram that have been selected, and we're going to be going into them and just getting my instant reaction from the clip. And they are actually church life related, so this should be very interesting. So here we go for the first one. Oh, yikes. We've got a little online StubHub screenshot of an Elevation Worship concert. And we had the front row ticket, and they are over $1,000 each. Now, this is really that's not even before fees and everything. This is like, being in the church world, this kind of for me is where, yes, we're called to be successful, we're not just going to be giving everything out for free. Like, they had to rent this facility. They had to travel with this massive team. I totally get it. But what's the goal of what they're doing? That is a crazy amount of money, for just a standing row only. I would think this is standing room. It's the front. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that, but this is crazy. $1,000 for a ticket. You can go to a lot of different concerts in the first row in the standing room and not have to pay $1,000. It's kind of crazy. This is kind of the sad part of where a lot of things go in Christianity. Unfortunately, this is interesting to see. We're going right into our second clip here.
Go from verse 15. Verse 15 says that for that which I do not allow, for what I would not, that which I do,
Yikes.
I allow not. For what I would, that I let's go to New King James, please. Let's do New King James.
Oh man, I think I got the same reaction as his congregation. His accent is just hilarious as it is, but I've been there. It's like you just can't get the right words out. That's just hilarious. I think we all can laugh about when we just stumble over our words, and especially that's just really funny. I think I can remember countless times of just being in that same spot. And it's like, yikes, I just cannot get my words out. Thankfully, on this show, we have an editor, so you do not see when I do things like that. But yeah, that's a funny clip. Let's see what the third clip has got for us here.
They come by the church, they lie. He wouldn't take anything into consideration. Oh, my child got bit on his penis.
Oh my gosh.
A rat.
What?
Now, that's what they, just whatever they can.
Oh my goodness.
Take somebody, give them the money, and tell them to go I tie him up. Okay.
That is classic. I mean, just out of nowhere, you see the lady in the back's reaction. That's the funniest. That's one of the funniest parts. It's they cannot believe she just said that, and I just can't believe people were giving hallelujahs for anything there. So it was people were trying to just, I don't know. Some people just want to receive from whatever the person on the mic says, and then someone quickly yanked her off until her time was up. Honestly, that's one of the funniest clips I've seen in a while. That was a good one. Let's see what we got up next here.
Heavens.
Yikes. The title of this was not,
and it was
not
bread
a good start.
to them. We don't make it rain on booty cheeks. We don't make it rain on strippers. We only reverence one stripper.
Yikes.
And that's the one that took off glory.
Yikes.
To put on humanity. And then get butt naked on a cross to die for both you and me. The only stripper I'm in love with is Jesus. And he's the one that puts that bread in my pocket.
I mean, there is just so much to unpackage there. Guys, do not listen to everything that you hear on the internet. Just because the crowd's behind him, hyping him up, just because you see people around you like, yeah, this is really good. That's not good at all. He just referenced the Jesus he professes he believes in to be selling himself. selling his body, because that's what a stripper is. It's not it's not a involuntary act. When you're a stripper, you choose to do that, right? Like if you're actually, that's your job. Like obviously being trafficked is totally different. Like we're talking about being a stripper here. Like, no, I'm not making it rain on Jesus. Like, and then even at the end it says he puts bread in my pocket. It just shows really the intention, the heart. It's really, I don't know, it's just really sad to see. And this is a very popular church. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of clips from this church, and just it's just very sad. Yeah, it just really, like, this is just defaming who Jesus is, being compared to someone who sells themselves. Jesus didn't sell himself. He gave of himself. He didn't voluntarily take his clothes off. They were ripped from him. They were lashed off of him. Like, it's crazy. That one was really bad. All right, let's look. I think we have one more clip.
It's a beautiful day. Got my Bible. I'm ready to go.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. I'm exactly how that guy is. If anyone refers to God as she, they do not read the Bible, right? And this is really not about gender. This is just who God is. He is. It just is what it is. God created male and female, and he wants us to refer to him as he, right? That's literally just straight biblical. And to change the words of the song fit the way you feel is one, it's not biblical, and it's totally wrong. I would walk out of that church right away if they wanted to just start calling God a woman, because it makes no sense. It's just not biblical, right? And this is not me saying that men are better. It's just, what does the Bible say? Very interesting. Like that guy in the video was doing, I would walk right out of that church. Let me know what you think about this segment. If you have any videos that you think are funny and you want me to react to them, link them down below in the comments. Maybe the next time that I do this segment, your video will be coming up on that. Moving on swiftly to our next segment, we have our top 10 segment. Now, this is going to be my top 10 artists from the Billboard Top 100 from 2023. Billboard released a top 100 artists that were the most liked in 2023. So I'm going to go through them. I pick my top 10 in order just of who I like the most. Now, to preface this, I don't actually listen to all these people. It's more of, for some of them, it's like, okay, if I hear them, they come on the radio, or just their song pops up, I don't mind it. There was a lot of different, most of the artists literally on that top 100 I do not listen to, and I haven't even listened to any of their music. So there's some of these people are like there because consistency, like from the past, not necessarily because I listened to them this year. I did not include any old bands / artists that are either not alive or they don't make music anymore. It's all newer people. And there are just certain genres I like more than others. So there's definitely a little bit of bias. Of course, it's my list. This is what music I would appreciate, especially if I listen to them more. And if I listen to them more in the past, that'll also obviously give them a little boost in my rating. So this is going to be all contemporary. I'm just going to start at number 10. He's the only hip hop artist. It's Kendrick Lamar. I don't really listen to a lot of Kendrick Lamar, but I do appreciate the impact that he's had. He's really universally appreciated, really liked. I can appreciate some of his older stuff. And what I do listen, I really don't listen to him that often, but if I do listen to a rap artist, he definitely wouldn't be the bottom of the list. And so out of all the hip hop people that were on the top 100, he's the only one I put on, so he's going to be at number 10. Number 9, again, I don't listen to country. I know country is super big right now, and they're literally, I think 3 of the top 5 or 3 of the top 6 were country artists. And so I just picked one that I think I like his voice the best, basically. And I wouldn't mind listening to him because I like his voice, and that's Luke Combs. Now, I know Morgan Wallen's the hot everything at this moment in time, but I'm not just going to pick Morgan Wallen because everyone else is. And I don't think he's that incredibly special. So Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, and Morgan Wallen were all those top 3. So I picked one of the 3, and Luke Combs, just reviewing his catalog, that was just that's just my pick for number 9. Number 8, another someone that is not, at number 1, it's Taylor Swift. And I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't really like her music. I don't think her voice is that crazy exceptional, but I do have to put her on the list because I absolutely respect what she's done in terms of her touring, what she's done in terms of the revenue she's made, to the moves she makes. I can appreciate her songwriting. I don't think it's her music is anything special, but I can appreciate how she has created a massive following. She's one of the most influential people in the world at this point, so I can appreciate that, and that's why she's there. And I can appreciate, she's got some musical talent. I wouldn't say she's anything special in terms of her voice or instrument ability like anyone who's special in it, but she's definitely very well-rounded, and I can appreciate that, especially as a musician. So I'm not just going to be, just because I don't really like her doesn't mean I'm going to totally slate her. She hasn't had an awesome year, so just going to have respect for that. Number 7, I don't really listen to reggaeton, but it's another genre that has gotten really big. It's really massive worldwide, so this is going to be a little bit of a whatever pick, but it's Bad Bunny, I would say. He's been around. He's, in my knowledge of reggaeton, which is obviously not a lot because I don't really listen to it. I've seen him cross-pollinate a little bit more than most people, and obviously got a great voice. So I'm going to put him at number 7. Really not much to say about that. Just not my style of music, really. I can appreciate it for sure. I can appreciate that more than probably rap and country for what it is. If I'm being honest. But that's why Bad Bunny is at number 7. Number 6 is, they're on the bottom of the top 100. It's Coldplay. Now, this is a band, I'm not blasting Coldplay every weekend. Like, it's not like that for me. But I would say out of the top 100, they're a band / artist that I looked at. I'm like, okay, I can actually put 1 or 2 of their songs in a playlist that I have. And I do have them in my playlist, 1 or 2 of them. And yeah, I just think it's solid. It's very musically interesting. Chris Martin has a very interesting voice. Again, out of all the people at the top 100, they have to be on my list. So that's why I have him number 6. Number 5 is Ed Sheeran. Now, I really respect Ed Sheeran's grind. I appreciate his musical ability, his voice. I appreciate how much he's grown. Like, he's really public about how bad he was in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, that's all things that I like. He's got hits on hits on hits. I respect that he literally went on tour by himself. I can respect how difficult that is. Just how locked in you got to be to just be up there by yourself, no backing band, and just have the biggest tour ever before Taylor Swift, obviously, just by himself. So I respect the heck out of that. And I do appreciate some of his songs. I do appreciate how he does move into different genres. He does collaborate with a lot of cool different people. So I do really appreciate that. That's why Ed Sheeran's at number 5. Now, number 4, it's a bit of a TikTok enthusiast here, and it's Jake. It's Jake with the A backwards, JVKE, excuse me. And Golden Hour, his song basically just blew up on TikTok, and because it's an awesome song, right? And that's how he kind of got popular off of that. And I do appreciate his music, especially that song. I've actually listened to his album. I can appreciate, he's definitely in a specific style that I definitely would get bored of if I just listened to that totally, but I do appreciate a lot of the songs he did. I appreciate that it's a new artist. That's kind of why I put him this high, because he's a newer artist, and I think it's going to be exciting that he's going to be releasing new music. I also have seen that he's actually done some clips of Christian covers, and there's some different things, which I think is really encouraging, especially if he moves more in that direction, and hopefully keeps his faith in the center, which is kind of what I sense on that. That's my personal take. Don't take that as I don't know the guy. All right, so don't take that crazy. But it should be really interesting to see what he does in the future. Number 3, I have Bruno Mars. Now this is definitely more of the newer Bruno Mars. Definitely the older version. He's got some decent bangers, but not my cup of tea. Definitely the newer stuff, the more jazzy stuff, especially with Anderson .Paak that he's done. Very interesting, very cool. Just an incredible voice, incredible musician, right? Like, if you're a musician, I think you can understand and appreciate just how talented he is. And that's why it's a combination of a really good artist and a really good musician combined. And that's why he's so high And again, a couple of the songs are on my playlist because they're just really nice to listen to. So that's why Bruno Mars is number 3. Number 2, this is a toss-up for 2 and 1. They're definitely very mainstream, but I do really appreciate both of them. So number 2, I have Dua Lipa. I don't know what it is about Dua Lipa. I kind of like the vibe. It's more of like the 80s kind of dancing vibe that she's gone a little more retro with. And it's obviously a mix of modern things as well. But I do really appreciate Dua Lipa and her music. I think it's really catchy. I can't really say the same thing about, I don't know, other female artists for me. But for her stuff, I don't know what it is. I really do appreciate it. I like it's more upbeat usually. It's not all like, I don't know. I look at Taylor Swift's, a lot of Taylor Swift stuff besides obviously some of the mainstream stuff. And for whatever reason, the lyrics hit me a little bit more. Obviously Dua Lipa's lyrics can be a little bit more sad or whatever, but it's usually just a very uplifting production. So I really do appreciate it from Dua Lipa. So that's why she's at number 2. And number 1, this is out of the whole list, this is the person in the past, especially that I have listened to the most, and that's Post Malone. I like seeing the I didn't really like his newest album, but just the trajectory of where he's been. His older stuff is amazing, and just in terms of, I appreciate the upward trajectory he's gone on. Even though his last album I wasn't the biggest fan of, for me, the person I could listen to the most, and that's why this list is what it is. It's my top 10. So that's why Post Malone's number 1. If you looked at my Spotify playlist, he would be featured the most out of any of these people. So that's my number 1. If you guys want to make your own list, you got to look at the Billboard Top 100. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't assume are in there. There's a lot of people missed out, even if they're quote unquote popular people. So just take a look at that. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let me hear your top 10 in the comments below. Now, moving into our last segment today, we are going to be going into our What's Really Going On segment. And it's going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be what's really going on with your new year. Whether in 2023 you had like a really good year or a really bad year reflecting, I hope you all had the opportunity to reflect as we hit 2024, which is crazy. I believe that 2024 has the potential to be your best year yet. Now you may be asking, David, how can you possibly know that? You don't know what I have to go through. You don't know the ins and outs of my life. You don't know the things I'm going to be dealing with this new year. But I can guarantee that there's things that you can do to set yourself up to have the best year no matter what, even if bad things do happen in your life. Now, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about showing up for yourself every day. That really means doing the things that you know you should be doing that you don't like to do, right? I think where I'm coming from with this, especially as young people with technology, we've gotten really good at not doing things we don't like to do because we don't have to. We could be on our phone and do things that we like to do all day long. Whenever we have a moment of free time, we could be doing things that we want to do, and we don't have to think about the things we don't want to do, right? Because a lot of times in life, the things we don't want to do are actually the things we should be doing and the things that are best for us, right? So what does this look like in your life? Like, this means showing up for yourself every day. We all should be exercising. I don't care what kind of doctor says it's okay to be fat. It's not okay to be fat. It's not healthy for you. It's not body shaming. It's just not healthy for you. We should all be having a goal set in our lives, whether that's for a job, for school, whatever that may be, to push us to something greater than ourselves. I think we should not be content with being just somebody. We should be striving to have goals and to be someone in our lives. And now, all these things you might be thinking, things might be popping up in your head of like, okay, I know I should be doing this. I think we all have those things we know we should be doing. But I will also say it will be misrepresentative of me to say that just those things will work alone. And you can get really far with disciplining yourself and doing the right thing, being healthier, making the right decisions. But unless there's the one thing is not in place, and that's a relationship with Jesus Christ, then all those other things will only get you so far. Having a relationship with Jesus Christ is the one thing that will keep all those things working in harmony and getting you forward and having a life that is more than worth living. Your life, no matter what, is worth living because it was given to you for a reason. But you can actually thrive in whatever you're doing when you have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Praying and reading your Bible, those are disciplines that need to be put in your life first. And when those things are put in your life first, and you give God a chance, because for some of us, we just need to give God a chance. For some of us who believed in God, we've given him a chance, and we're kind of on and off. We just need to continue. But for some of us who haven't even started yet, we just need to give him a chance to see what God can do, because he can make really bad situations not seem so bad, but also he will give you purpose in whatever situation you're in. So those lows are not low, because there's always an upside. There's always something that's positive, because the Lord's working through you, and that can only be done through having a relationship with Jesus, right? All these things, being disciplined, right? Exercising, having a goal in your financial life, having a goal in your educational life, those things all will point you in the right direction. But the only thing that will get you moving in the right direction is a relationship with Jesus. Now, if anything that I've said has kind of stirred you, write it down. Comment down below. I would love to hear if there's encouraging things that you feel like you need to be doing. Make a decision if you want this year to be your best year yet. Right? Don't do it because I told you to, because that's not going to last. It has to be a lifestyle change. If you believe that it could possibly be your best year, you go for it. Right? Jesus is not holding out on you, right? Jesus is waiting, but the priorities have to be the priorities, right? Let me know down in the comments below. What are your thoughts? If this has inspired you, please let me know. I'd always love to hear your feedback. And yeah, thanks guys. This is going to end our episode this week. If you have any ideas or you want to see coming up in the future, let me know. We've got some crazy things planned. Some things are in the works behind the scenes you're not going to want to miss. Remember to hit like and subscribe to this channel, and peace.